So the first value is stretch. And what do I mean by stretch? Going back to that story of that first marathon, had I not imagined something beyond my capability, I would have never known I could be a runner. So when I speak of stretch, I really mean, doing something that isn't in your norm every day, or doing something that scares you. It could be trying for a new career. It could be taking that salsa lesson. It could be opening up your social network, doing yoga for the first time. It doesn't necessarily have to be the running event per se. It's just doing something that, is in a sort of beginner's mindset. The make the time for me truly is just about, getting real with the fact that there's probably 2 or 3 things that we can truly focus on in one day's time, and the rest are extras. And if we can get there, great. If not, they get pushed forward. I think the limiting inner voice often comes from fear. And it's fear trying to prevent us, or trying to sabotage, or trying to block us. And it comes up easily if our mind is in a cycle where it always goes down the same slope of thoughts. So when I say to my clients, pay attention to their inner voice, this is really important in the beginning stages of anything. The next value is just show up. And Woody Allen said, 80% of success is just showing up. This one I think is important for me and for my clients, I find, because often our mood gets in the way, or our attitude. Anything that we could say otherwise, you know what, I'm really not up for it. But you never know, there could be surprises. And that's what I often counsel people on, is like, just get yourself there. Noise can be in the form of actual noise. It could be in the form of food that interrupts our flow of things. It could be, I call them energy vampires. It could be your coworker. It could be distractions of your workplace. I think there's so many ways in which we can easily find ourselves exhausted and not know why. So in trying to eliminate the noise, it's not about really getting into a meditative state, but it's just figuring out what is it that potentially could be drawing on you energy-wise. I have a client who recently told me a story that her and her sister were on a hike overseas, and there was a big group together, and they were given instruction by the tour guide, we're going to drop the group off here and we'll pick you up at the end of it, and we'll see you in an hour or so. And when they made it to the bottom, she said that they were talking about all these fantastic things, like the waterfall they saw, and this gorgeous tree that they were talking about, like it was the types of leaves on the tree, and about this other statue. And her and her sister looked at each other quizzically, like, did you see that? They were in such a rush to finish the accomplishment of the hike, they completely missed the hike. Like, they missed the whole specialness of the hike. Sometimes you'll stumble. For me, this translates into you're going to make mistakes, and you have to be okay with it. But I think for any successful endeavor, or you look at people that started businesses, they made tons of wrong turns. They zigged when they should have zagged, or they hired the wrong people, or they didn't have enough finances. So I think being open to falling down and starting again is a huge part of growth. John Donne once noted that no man is an island. And I think what happens as we get older, it's harder for us to say, sign up for things or become a member of some group that we're unsure of. But I try to encourage them, find that person or group or club or community and try to get support from it, because it'll make the whole journey easier. I think there's a lot to laugh at in the marathon, and there's a lot to laugh at in terms of myself, and there's a lot to laugh at life. And I think laughter is one thing that really physically and mentally, it actually makes you feel better and keeps you healthy. So laughter's a big thing. It's really your own unique journey in whatever way that you make it for yourself. If it's the marathon, then it should be about your own pace. It shouldn't be about the Kenyan who finished first before you. It shouldn't be about your neighbor who runs a split of 0.5 faster than you. Not just in the marathon, but just in whatever endeavor you have. And this is a hard one because I think it's really easy to compare ourselves to everybody else. So I think this is about keeping pace with who you are and knowing thyself, and whatever it uniquely looks like to you, well, that's enough. It doesn't necessarily have to look like anyone else's.